priest or even a priest of Skady, like the ones that are up there skiing in Snowshoe Mountain Lodge.
I'll keep that in mind, thank you.
Yep, you're welcome.
But as for me, I follow my own gods.
Well, which ones would that be? We got plenty of gods here.
New Order.
Come again?
Silver-handed one. You might know him as Tyr, perhaps, here.
Oh, Tyr, yes. Yes, sir. Yes, he's a prominent god. He's a fair and just god. They seem to almost...
Yes, a war god.
He's a god of courage, he is.
So it is.
Is Skady still in London?
My name's Jackrin. It's good to meet you. Good to meet all of you.
Clasps his hand with an armored gauntlet.
Thanks for stopping by Helgash Ferry. I'm sure once the news spread that the heroes of the attack on Runeshoyde prefer the Helgash Ferry as opposed to twisting their ankles at Bonefish Shallows, that more people comes. And if you could...
Ferrymen are a backbone of the community.
Well, I like the way that sounds. I tell that to my wife tonight. You should go talk to your wife too, Gorman. Tell her. He's looking at his feet.
Tell her to smell your foot.
I will. I will. That's a damn good idea. Hey there, lady. Smell my feet. Might even make her wash it. So there's a religious dude. I'm just gonna write down his name because apparently
he knows all the gods. He's like,
yeah.
I took 1 rank X level expert. I put skill, focus, knowledge, and leisure.
So
I got a question for you.
So I'm gonna go to world and locations. I'm gonna go to Runeshoyde, and then actually I'm gonna create a new page for this. This is location Helgast Ferry, and we've got Jackrin of the Gods, a local ferryman
scholar
that
apparently
seems to know the stories of the Voslandic pantheon. We had the conversation later tonight, like how much information is too information. Sometimes this is just like lore for lore's sake, but
I smell my foot.
oh, and then his buddy
Fungal foot.
Gorman Stinkfoot.
You always were an asshole, Gorman.
Gorman Stinkfoot, but I'm gonna make a note that Gallus healed him.
Now his
Lost
name
my
is
nickname. It was
Gorman
all I
Gallus.
had, so I started to stick my foot in cow shit.
Okay.
Gorman Gallus Slave. That is his new name.
And I'm also going to write in journals and mythic
We're going to say that in the
constellations
proper modern enunciation. It would be Gallislav.
Gallislav.
that a mythic trial in progress for some unknown reason is reputation of healer. Galith heals half orc of his
Nasal infection.
the nasal infection,
Yeah.
and then he heals ferryman of foot fungus.
Athlete's foot.
Yeah.
It was athlete's foot and a sinus infection.
Okay, this may be a thing. That
No disease too small. No melody too minor.
You like cranberry juice.
Of course, this might have to go on for a very long time before you actually achieve a mythic trial, and you might abandon this mythic trial. But it's
I
something...
cured the filth fever too, didn't I?
Where was that?
That was at the in the boat.
Cure filth fever
Of captured prisoners.
from slavers.
Then we gave filth fever to the prisoners, but that's alright, they'll be dead before they retire from filth fever.
It's like they're giving you the final injection needle, and they're like swabbing with with alcohol before they stick the needle in. I don't know if that's required.
It doesn't seem necessary, but okay.
Okay, so you guys are. Sorry, you had a question for him, I think was.
Yeah.
As they did, yeah.
Yep.
So, y'all said most of his soldiers is out raiding with the king's men, right?
Well, yeah, they go every year.
Who did they raid?
Depends on where the king wants to be the raiding.
Well, who does he typically raid?
Well, they come back with stories in silver that they raided the Alarus and raid up and down the Parthia kingdoms and up and down the Riolan Straits and the Great Coast.
So,
Does that mean anything to you guys?
and then the guy who's into stories, and he almost quotes like it's scripture. The lamentations are many in the halls of the lesses, as we fight and reave and die to dine with our gods. Those are the old ways, but the king is very fond of the old ways.
alright, well, forgive me ignorance here, but
Hey.
how does that differ from banditry?
Well, the guy you hear the foot from. Well, you see, bandits, they comes to your farms and they take stuff, and they're bad.
Alright. And your raiders do what?
Raiding the glory of Odin and the Odin salmon.
So they don't go into people's farms and take stuff?
Well, not farms around here.
No, but farms elsewhere they do that.
To the lessers.
I see, alright. And what makes them lessers?
Enemies of the king?
Well, yeah, I suppose.
Now, they're enemies because they got stuff that needs taken.
Maybe. I don't know what's in the mind of the king. I wouldn't deign to think for him, but for the glory of the gods, we've been raiding for a long time. It's to please the gods. You got to fight in order to get into Valhalla.
No, this is a good way to start a fight, is to take someone else's stuff, right?
Yeah.
But it's a fair fight.
Yeah.
It's a fair fight, isn't it?
There's the third guy. What you know about fair fight? You with your... He's pointing at it. He's making a motion towards your bow.
What about it?
It ain't fair.
What's not
come
fair
on now.
about it?
Bowman to bowman's a fair fight. Horseman to horseman's a fair fight. Lance against lance. Sword and shield against sword and shield is a fair fight. Axe against axe.
If your enemy's got bows, then you gotta have bows. Otherwise, you're gonna be dead real quick. Yeah, well,
It's so.
my grandfather died to arrows.
Well, I think it's really good all your raiders make sure all them farmers they raid's got battle axes.
Wait, they raid cities and other like kings and stuff. They ain't going down there for no farmers' trinkets.
I'm sure.
It's like a ritualized form of warfare.
Yeah, you're kind of correct. It just sort of.
Do they come and attack your? Do they come and attack Vosland as well?
Oh no, they're afraid of Auslanders.
Fair fight, you know.
Did they?
Vorslanders and the Gosterlanders and even the city-loving traders of Hjormark. They're all raiders.
Do they raid each other?
Well, sometimes when the kings fight each other, yeah. But
They are.
all the way up here, nah. The only raidings we got going on are them dirty orc folk. Hey, careful, my cousin's Orkneska. Well, I didn't say Orkneska, I said orc.
Why don't they fight against the orc?
Well, sometimes we do.
But not lately.
Well, the way things go is the King of Volsland commands to his Jarls of the Rovland territories. Brave fighters are from around these parts. Well, we homesteaders and such, we train with the spear and we can defend our homes.
Very well.
Doesn't leave much soldiers left over for actually raiding the orcs. Not that the orcs have much to take.
Yeah, but I thought it was ritualized warfare, and that's what was important. If that's the case, shouldn't defending your own homes be more important than raiding?
If part of the ritualized warfare is the transfer of valuables back and forth,
You're giving them things to think about, but they're not.
it's like fighting an attorney. You fight against someone, you take the prize. Next year, they might fight against you and take the prize back.
Yeah, there's a difference between attorney and this. In attorney, the other guy signed up.
Well,
I knock on your door, demand your things. That's a different story.
It's true. There hasn't been a Sisselman of Harlfell in decades since the orcs have been raiding, but the Sissel of Dilrode and the Sissel of Jorgen, even the Sisselmen themselves are off raiding. They wouldn't miss it. The glory.
Who are the sissies?
The Sisselmen.
The sissy men, I got you.
He's got them tongue of Loki. Well, he's making fun of our lord, says the guy, Gorman.
It's all in good fun, gents. All in good fun.
Yeah, well, the Haral's fought. He's the Lenman. The Sisselmen left the administration to the Lenman. There's a Lenman at Haralsfort and Killoge and Carlsbank. They's in charge of the defense of their own communities. And they reports to, well, the Sisselmen, but while they're not here, I guess they reports to the Jarl directly. Ain't the way it's supposed to be, but it's the way it is. I hear that the Sissel of Jorgen didn't even want to go, but that the Jarl commanded him to go raiding.
Maybe it is word with the stone, but raid is not. It is classic way of conquering, of growing mighty empire.
Oh yeah, sure, the kingdoms down south, the kings are rich with silver and gold. That's why there's never been a king of Rovland. It's not rich enough up here, way too dangerous, but we're good fighters.
So to
No,
get
that
king,
ain't true. There was a king of Rovland. It's just that the king of Volsland did war with the king of Rovland long ago, and took him out. We're vassals to the kingdom of Volsland. They call us Volslanders, yes, but we're actually Rovlanders. If you want to, split hay about it. Split hairs. Hay, hair, whatever.
it comes from a people who raid. It's not like overly offended by it.
Lokrik's just taking it all in.
if it is the way of your gods, I suppose I understand.
Well, it's the way it's been for a very long time.
Maybe for next raiding they raid Orkneska or Orc.
Well, given that the orcs are starting to get uppity again, hey, it's very well a good thing that once the soldiers come back, or once the raiders come back, we'll have silver and booty and all sorts of things that will help convince us to stand against the orcs. But
Assuming there's any of these orcs left by the time your men return.
All 6 of you are going to fight the orcs all by yourselves, huh?
No. We have reinforcement.
Oh. All right.
Mighty mage.
There were gods behind us.
All right.
What more can you ask for?
All right. We don't want to tangle with no wizards. Yous be careful if you go up north. Wolves ain't nothing to be tangling with.
Maybe I'll make myself a nice wolf cloak.
I recommend husky. It's really good. Nice and warm in the winter.
Well, we got a
Probably gets
story or
cold
two to
around
tell
here.
you about wolves, but I'm sure you don't have time to gawk around here all day with us.
No, we must be riding north. There's orcs to slay and wolves to put down.
You stop by here again. We'll make sure that we find some mead.
I believe we'll be coming back this way. Perhaps I'll bring you some pelts if you're interested in trade.
We end up with our fair share of copper and silver, running the ferry and all.
Like I said, it's good honest work, backbone of the community.
Okay, they shake your hands. Gorman in particular thanks you again for curing his ailment.
Let me know if your wives needed any help with ailments or any sort of sickness.
The guy you didn't learn the name of, who was kind of giving Isilden the evil eye, kind of eventually went, like that wasn't, like... What was the D20 roll mark for?
I'm just checking that I taped everything in right.
Oh, okay, yeah, alright.
And wasted my 20.
And wasted your 20, okay.
It's all ones from you, baby.
It's not actually
That's how it works.
but okay, fine.
It's deterministic, it's based on a seed, it's not really random.
Random enough. Alright, so it's a unplanned encounter at the Helgas Ferry, learn stuff about world. Got it.
Let's find more people with minor illnesses.
These people are a bunch of bandits, yeah.
Yeah, Isilden wants to go home. Fuck these people.
Listen. We can't judge them based on our own cultural preconceptions, okay?
Yeah, we can.
Okay, so you guys are walking off. Is everything alright, lad? That's what Lokrik says to Isilden.
Sorry, I missed the question.
Everything alright, lad?
People are a bunch of bandits is all they are.
Maybe not.
They've never raided the dwarves. When we came here, the king of Volsland bequeathed us land and let us settle, and we did trade with the Volslanders, and the Rovlanders too. We stayed out of their wars amongst each other and with their wars to the south, and...
Sounds like an ancient rivalry to me.
I got news for you. Your neighbour's a highwayman. Just because he doesn't rob you doesn't mean he's not a highwayman.
Look, you've given Lokrik something to think about.
They have such things in my world as well. Kingdoms raid other kingdoms. Fiefdoms raid other fiefdoms. It goes back, stretches back generations. Sometimes it settles down, sometimes it flares up.
Yeah, but
There's
by
a
the
fire
sounds
in
of
the
it,
blood.
these southern lands don't attack up here. It's just them attacking down south.
But we don't know how it is.
There may be more to it than that.
Do the Southerners deserve it?
They might deserve it.
It is a
Maybe they are trying to bring together.
It would be dwarven ancient history that you would need to study to talk of dwarves raiding each other. Or perhaps the divide of the dwarven races. It is not a common thing.
People divide lots, but bring together through breeding.
What? Like an orgy? Disgusting.
Kind of like orgy.
War happens.
There you go with the breeding again.
Conquest is a fact of life. If you're not strong enough to defend yourself, then others will come and take it away from you.
On my world, long ago, there were many kingdoms, but all were brought together under one kingdom.
Conquest, yes.
Through breeding.
It's a form of conquest.
Oh, you mean rape?
Breeding.
Yeah, it's called rape.
Mm.
Well, that's a cherry topic.
It is how things are. It is not how I wish they were.
The village of Closure is just over there. Are we going to go stop in the villagers, make sure they're okay?
I think it's a good idea. Perhaps they'll have more information about these wolves.
Oh, they were in a sore state when we got there.
No doubt some of them are sick. Perhaps I can help.
No, not touching that one. Alright, so you guys do reach Cologe. It does look like the farms in this area were okay. When you get closer to Cologe, though, you get the sense that they are a town or a village under siege. They do have a palisade that is erected around their town, and it's about 100, maybe almost 200 people, kind of living in a space that should only house maybe 50. The streets are really dirty and mucky. You get the sense that this is not a happy place to kind of be holed up in, but they look quite frightened. You're greeted by like some people looking over the fence with the closed gate. Bunch of young men climbing the gate to have a look at what's going on. A bunch of like piles of wood, like they're ready to be lit, perhaps in a night fight situation. They've got a ditch that has been dug in the dirt around the palisade.
Start climbing the palisade.
Open the gates. A servant of Tyr has arrived.
This seems to bug them as Uker easily monkeys over the palisade where they are. A bunch of boys come running over with sticks and old men coming in closer. Apparently Uker, Gallus like, open the gates, but Uker climbing over the gate caused all the people that were otherwise manning the gate in behind to go running to the circle around Uker. Who are you? What are you doing here?
We are here to find wolves. Uker's just gonna, like, he's walking to wherever the gate mechanism is.
We seek your oppressors.
Alright.
Wolves and orcs who raid your lands.
Oh, they came from Runeshoyde. Are you the heroes from Runeshoyde?
We are the guardians of Runeshoyde, yes.
Yeah. Uker starts to work the mechanism.
Okay, there are people like, you just push their spears around.
Yeah,
Out of the way, little ones. I opened gate myself.
Give me a diplomacy check, Uker.
Uker?
I might get
Shit.
poked. That's fine.
Here's the guy on the other side of the gate.
Shit.
So I have slash roll. And I have a bonus to diplomacy, because I put ranks.
Oh, yeah.
25.
Nice.
Okay, so some of the boys are laughing that you push their spears off the side. The others are like, "Why? What was I supposed to do?" And Uker opens up the gate, and you soon have like most of the men in the village standing around, women and children, kind of peeking out of the hovels, looking at you. I need a name for the chief elder of the town. Actually, I already have a name. Give me a second.
Kaja.
Nope, no, I don't have a name. His name is Lendman, or his title. What did you say?
Jack.
Kaja.
That's not a name. That's silly.
I don't speak any Northern European languages. I don't have any Northern European ancestry.
I say Majak.
Everything on this map is I don't have any Northern European
How about
ancestry.
Arik?
Yeah.
Arik. There we go.
A-R-I-C.
A-R-I-C.
They're weird combinations of letters that make no sense to me.
All right, there's an older gentleman with a good sized beard, kind of skinny a little bit and sort of sunken eyes, like he's really tired. I'm Ulrich Lendman of Kiloge. If he's got a title, you would have never guessed by the way he's dressed. He's just in a simple wool-spun tunic and some dirty breeches.
Ulrich, Lensman of Loge. I am Galeth. I come from Runeshoyde. We seek out the wolves and orcs.
Ah,
Those who plague your lands.
you're the friends of Lemio. Ah, Lemio! You know, there's a bunch of children waving and women holding the back.
It is so.
How are you all doing? How are you all faring out? Oh, same as before. Like he actually leans down and talks to Lemio. I think Lemio rolled really well with the diplomacy check.
Yeah.
Same as before. We have kept an eye out for the Great Elk Ridge, where you said that the dire wolves and the orcs were camped. We have not seen them, but we do know that there are many who have suffered against their raids. Dire Elk Ridge is a sacred place to our people. The wolves pray to the gods that they have not slain the great white herd that lives there.
We shall put them to the lance and blade and burn their bodies.
The heroes have come! The heroes have come to save us from the wolves and the orcs! Everyone starts cheering and welcoming you in. You've got dirty peasants trying to show off their daughters, and you've got people coming up and putting flowers in your armor.
Very nice for the
men coming up to shake your hands. Lemio.
As Zildin leans into Lokrik, they're very nice for bandits.
I don't think these people are bandits. There doesn't seem to be very many men here between the ages of 20 and 60. They're all very young, or have seen too many winters.
It's because the rest is gone with the Kingsmen there, go raiding.
Ulrich, do you have sick amongst you?
Yes. The harvest hasn't been good. The early harvest has been spoiled from these raiders. We're going to have to rely on the late harvest to get through the winter.
Take me to your sick.
We've also lost our priestess. She's a kindly old woman who keeps cats.
Where did you lose her?
Well, she went administering, as she does, to the farms all the way from here to the shores of the Lake of Ravens. People have been going missing ever since late last fall. Now we realize that it's likely those orcs and those dire wolves feeding upon our kin. We fear that we'd never have a priest again in this village. And he names a god, Frigga. Frigga's the name.
By the grace of the gods, I hope that they are still alive, and if they are, we will find them.
You can give me a knowledge religion. You've spent enough time around the Vosguardians and learned their language that you probably could learn about their gods.
Oops, that's not a roll. Ah. 9!
You recognize Frigga as one of the greater deities of the religion, but you're... for some reason you're thinking cats. Maybe because he just said it.
So we're looking for a cat lady.
Well, she went missing months ago.
They do keep prisoner.
Well, we'd be much obliged to have any of those that went missing returned to us, and only pray that they met their end bravely, but they did die.
Did they have any signs of a boat?
We haven't seen any raiders moving up this way. We heard stories about the slave galley, but we don't think it comes up the this fork of the river. The River of Ravens is free of raiders from the water, anyways.
Take me to your sick.
All right.
I'll do what I can to treat them.
Give me 3d6s, separate rolls.
3d6s.
Sprained ankle.
2.
Okay.
1. 4.
All right. So there are 2 that can be healed by. Well, do you have heal as a skill?
Yes.
What's your total bonus?
It's like 5.
You've got 2 that can be healed with just hit points.
Okay.
1 that requires your remove disease.
Okay.
And 4 that. 4 blind people.
Okay. I don't have remove blindness yet.
Always spending the night.
I'll do 3 lay on hands to cure the 3 that I can.
Yep. 4 blind people for 200 people seems like a really high.
They must have a genetic predisposition, or there's an illness that passed through. Or...
Yeah, an illness that causes blindness seems like the likely.
Oh,
I will
So-
make my caster level check. What's that?
Yeah, caster level check against the one sick person.
23.
Okay, they had some sort of form of like a deep pneumonia in the lungs. You heal some old person.
And then hit point damage 3d6 on the other 2
What do
probably
you do with
heals.
these 4 blind people that are kind of carted out towards the healer?
I'll make a heal check to try to figure out what's going on with them.
Lemmy. Is it alright if we do a Lemmy?
Sure.
16 for the heal check to figure out what's wrong with them.
Yeah, they were sick. They had some disease before that left their eyes cataract.
Okay. Do they still have the disease, or are they
The
essentially...
disease is gone, but the damage
the
is
condition...
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I can take care of it in the morning, but it will really eat into my spells.
Maybe we could take care of them once we get back from dealing with the wolves.
I mean, they've been blind this long. Another couple of days won't mind too much.
Yeah,
Besides,
that's
the
what I'm
food won't
thinking.
taste as good once they... Or maybe if it tastes better. They did say they had a bit of harvest.
I would agree with this. I think perhaps it is better that we save the whole village than just 4. On our return, we will make sure that they are healed.
Okay. You learn that there's something peculiar about a particular variety of shellfish that sometimes causes this disease. That their cleric usually was able to solve this problem for them, but these people have recently become blind in her absence.
Ah.
Need a 5th level cleric back.
Well, it was probably purify food and drink.
Yeah.
They remark that Lendman Gorgolis the Round and his wife Quensurmes the Loud have done nothing to help their neighbors.
And what could they have
Who
done?
is this round and loud?
They said they're the Mad Lords of Hararl's Fort.
Well, perhaps we'll deal with aristocrats after wolves.
Go and deal with the aristocrat problem.
Filthy pests.
Says the knight who's minor aristocracy.
Yeah, but we're not like shitty aristocracy.
Sure. Are you spending the night here, or are you continuing to go out to try to
Think we'll spend the night, yeah.
wolves? Okay. You were given a family clears out their home for you guys to stay in.
I refuse.
Okay.
I stay in their home.
I'm not gonna use somebody's home just so that I can sleep here. I'll sleep in the stable or something. That's fine.
Okay. Sir Galeth refuses. I think Lokrik takes willing to stay in the home. Oberon's not there. Lemio spends time with the animals with Galeth. Lokrik eventually says like he doesn't care if the family stays in the home. Like he just finds a dry patch to sleep in.
So
they feed you. Their food is simple. Lemio refuses. You know, we could probably feed these people better than feeding them, but if I'm already gonna save those people from blindness, well, maybe there's enough time for them to get their last harvest in, so we wouldn't have to just feed them. He's fretting about helping these people.
Use whatever spells you have for the day, and then tomorrow we'll see about it.
But I didn't prepare spells to help these people today because I thought we were going to fight wolves. Come on.
We'll help them when we return. It won't be more than
Lemmy blows 4 mythic points.
Yep.
To cast a bunch of create food and waters.
Nice.
Okay.
He still has 1 mythic point for an emergency. And he creates a feast for, like 40. A feast is a relative term for 40-something people. Give me a second.
Isilden, where are you sleeping? Are you sleeping in the home that was provided to you, or the stable where all the animals are, and your paladin is?
It depends on if the home is still welcoming once they realize I've got a giant skunk with me.
They actually left the home crammed in with a neighbor so that they could give the heroes a place to stay.
Oh, it was very kind of them. Yes, I accept the offer graciously.
Lemmy creates food for 100 people.
Nice.
Okay, so that evening there's a bit of a festival feeling to it as Lemio's doling out half portions to everyone in town, and even the Lendman himself lines up to get some food.
Galeth eats one of his trail rations so as not to take away from the town.
Okay.
These people have it hard off. If they're even if their sons are raiders. It's hard to deny the commands of your king.
So it is. Their gods are harsh gods.
What's the state of their wall?
Their palisade?
Yeah.
Easily climb over roll by a monkey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's serviceable. A true army that came to Kaloj would have its way with this town.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's basically. I got the sense of it being rubbish.
Yeah. It was not a. It's not a proper moat and bailey. It's not a proper palisade. It was something that's been that was thrown up maybe a year ago.
Even if it was a significant army has no real issues with palisades. You just knock it down or burn it.
Or burn the things that are within.
Yeah.
Huh.
Okay. They are humble enough to accept your food and give thanks. They make sure that you're comfy for the night. They put down straw for your animals. You have to scare away kids that want to pet the big, wolf and pig and,
I'll let them pet the horse, that's fine.
They can pet the
Rosie
puppy.
plays with the children.
And they can pet the pig too. The pig's pretty docile.
Sure. And you spend a night amongst the people of Kaloj. The morning comes and Eric is there and they're like, they thank you as you're leaving the next morning.
We'll see you in a few days, Eric.
It is an overcast day. He shakes all of your hands.
I thank you, and
And
Hey guys, it's me. Slimy.
Alright.
Alright, I'll quiet down.
are you in the car, Ahmed? You sound like you're in a car.
I am in the car. Is it really obvious?
Yes.
I'll turn the.
No, it's
thing
fine.
on.
It's fine.
No, it just...
Okay, give me
got
one
the
second.
We're just
car-
giving you a hard time. It's fine.
Yeah.
You don't have that
I'm
fucking
just-
Blair Witch Project sound to you anymore. You now have a automotive kind of sound to you.
So,
I was just getting out of the bushes. Go ahead.
you sound like you're calling into a radio show, because everyone calls from their cell phone in a car.
Right.
Hello. Hold on, I'll mute myself. Hold on.
Hey, man.
Let me just fed the entire town.
Yeah.
Some
will-
real, like...
We will all give praise to Yggdrasil.
Says the Eric. You get the sense that praying to Yggdrasil is an alien concept. Like, yeah, of course there's this big tree, but we gotta give it praise now? Like, but they're willing to show...
They like gods here.
Yeah, they're willing to show Lemmy respect when he's saying that the tree sent me, and here is some food from the tree. They're willing to thank the tree, even though you get the sense that it's kind of like thanking the rock, like thanking a rock, or like,
You thank that rock, goddammit.
thanks house for not
Doing
letting
your
the
job.
rain come on us. Like thanking.
It's a very
an object.
Shintoist sort of
Yeah.
way of looking at things.
But you could possibly make converts here, of course. Next
I'll
time.
bring you back a pelt from the wolves.
Bring back my people, and I will sing your praises. Lemio, Galith, Uker, Zildin, Honorable Lokrik.
Dasher, Dancer, Boxer, Vixen.
These people seem to be more down to earth. Of course, they are also in much more need than the average
Yeah.
citizen in Runeshoyde.
Yeah.
Alright.
Look for us in 2 days' time.
They tell you that the quickest way and the easiest way is to actually follow the river to Great Elk Ridge. They said once you see a bunch of white trees clinging onto the sides of the ridge, you take the upward path, and that will bring you to the top of the ridge, which is where Lemio says, yeah, that makes sense. That's where I saw the big pit where all the direwolves were.
Good.
Okay. You set out in the morning. It's a gray overcast.
Just a quick question. Sorry to interrupt. Do we have any idea about information regarding the vault of the druid?
The Vault of the Druid.
I think that's in a different direction.
So let me zoom out the map. You were told is somewhere in the Kraken Fens.
Just an FYI, I'm not looking at the map.
It's like 80 miles away.
Somewhere way the hell over here.
We're not going there today.
Good
Fuck
question.
you guys.
Very good. I am working on it.
All right. So you spend the day, basically skirting around these old cart paths that cut around the edge of the river, that follow the river. You do see that there are some farmsteads that are still in operation, and then you start to encounter, maybe around halfway point, a little over halfway point, clearly abandoned farms and recently abandoned farms. It appears that the orcish ways are basically slash and burn, burnt out farmsteads.
Okay.
You don't find any bodies, but you do see that the raids might have occurred within months time frame. Nothing too recent. You do see, as they described, a little bit south of where Great Elk Ridge, you could see the ridge. It sort of goes up so that it's this grand vista overlooking the Lake of Ravens and the the headwaters, or the mouth of the River of Ravens, exiting from the lake, and there are these weird white trees that are almost growing out of the sides of the rock of the ridge, and then that there is a path that leads up onto the ridge. Lemio says, "We're about a 3-minute walk away. Once we get up that, once we start going, we start the incline."
Do you want to maybe do
Very
your
well.
scouting thing?
I think it's a good idea. They may have prisoners, and if they do, we want to make sure that we can rescue them.
And the Mio can shapeshift to a small air elemental and fly around because he's a supercaster.
Alright, I'll be right back, just right here. He turns into a small zephyr and goes zipping off into the sky. 3 minutes, which is probably a minute in air elemental form.
Mm-hmm.
A minute of flying around.
Well, can't he? Yeah.
Well, it's like 5 or 6 minutes later.
Yeah.
Azildan spots it first, but then the whole party sees it as he makes it obvious. He appears on the upcline, the incline, just in front of you. I don't know where the fuck they went, but there's no wolves or orcs there.
Stop tracking.
There's a lot of bones, and I think there's still people caught inside of these big cages. I'm not strong enough to open them.
People inside of cages.
Survivors, yes.
Okay, let's go. Go.
Okay.
Watch out, it might be an ambush.
Yeah, very well could be.
Yeah. If they're trying to eat me, shoot them with your bow.
Yeah, alright, sounds fair.
If his bow doesn't work, my lance will do the trick.
Okay, Uka will go down as...
Quick question, are the cages suspended, or are the cages in the wall?
The cages are like big wooden poles that have been driven into the ground, and it's a mucky morass of disgusting that these people are kind of wallowing in. About half the people in the cages were dead, and there are 5 survivors.
Okay, Uka will go down there to see if
Okay.
anything jumps out to eat his ass.
Yep, give me a second. I'm going to go to the conversation layer, and I'm going to rename this as conversation. I'm going to get rid of old scab.
Do we have fly that we can throw on Euchre?
Oberon's not with you, so I don't know.
You have one, but it's up to you whether or not you want to
Yeah.
burn it.
I'm just going to jump
Yeah,
back.
I can't see the terrain.
Okay, he uses it.
I assume you have to...
We
Okay,
we
Uber
only
gets
have the
one.
description, so it should be okay.
I'm just going to jump to another map for a second to grab the tokens of all the mounts and everything. Just give me a second.
Okay, go ahead.
Right now, this is an imaginary dreamscape of our minds.
Where are Ancient Acropolis Pavilion, maybe?
Hello, my name is
no, I'm going to
Potato.
go to Runeshoyde. I don't have all the tokens with your mounts. I want your mounts. Mount your horse.
So guys, I left a little early from the game because my son is sick and I might have to take him to the hospital. So I don't know how much longer I'll play, but I'm here for now.
What's wrong with the boy?
I ate something and he's throwing up, crying, fever, stomachache, I don't know. We'll see. My wife's got the raccoon on top of the roof. We'll see.
This might be with the raccoon. I hope the kid's alright.
Yeah, he's a stubborn little bastard. Should be alright.
Okay, so we've got
No.
Locrica on the cart being pulled by the dire pig with Rosie in the back and Lemio in the cart. I guess Lemio is still staying in air form and he's flying around. Oberon's not here.
Lemmy's gonna stay in air elemental form until it runs out. Also, Marty, did I hear Great Elk Ridge?
Yes.
Okay, just checking.
And then I need some tokens for the people in the cages. Give me a second. I know I created them. Just gotta find them. We've got Amajoda, Bosha, and then some peasants.
Peasant 1, Peasant 2,
Yeah,
Peasant 3.
I could give them names, but they are peasants. I think I've got a peasant token somewhere.
That is a face now.
Oh, by the way, we should, on a daily basis, or Aegis, and pick up a lot of the berries, and we should each have a bunch of berries on us at all times.
Sure, you can have berries.
Yeah, good berries, useful for either curing ourselves or giving them to these poor bastards.
Bad berries, just don't.
Okay, so
Ones
there's
that
peasant
kill you.
1, peasant 2, and peasant 3.
Oh, the most disheveled peasant mini.
Okay, let me describe the scene. The spot where Lemio spotted the direwolves and orcs was above a place called Great Elk Ridge. It appears that this force has been camped here for a while, although there are no signs of any wolves anywhere. There are signs left behind that this place has been used by direwolves and orcs. There are muddy tracks everywhere, old flapping tents. There are these very... It's kind of like they made this big wooden cage, and kind of in this muddy dirt, and you can see there are some bloated bodies that these 5 women left in the cage had pushed into a pile that's just sort of swarming with flies in the ick. And there were at least 5 other people that probably died in this cage, and they're kind of all clustered to the other side, like expectantly waiting, because Lemio probably wandered up to them and talked to them. There is little bits of wolf hair and bones littering everywhere. The bones are of both people and of what look like elks and other smaller prey.
Are there any wolf skulls just strewn everywhere?
Wolf skulls? Nope.
Okay. Well, Luker is wandering down as bait.
Okay. Your group is coming up.
Leo, when you went to talk to them, I it on them, Marty.
Okay. Give me a heal check for Lemio when you went to go talk to them.
I will roll one because on the can't.
I believe it's a plus 12 or 13. 12, or I think it's plus 13 actually. And he would have precipitated and healed them, like a mass charge.
So you roll a 5 and you add
Plus 13 on the heal for Lemio.
Yeah.
18.
Okay. So none of them were injured. They had no injuries aside from being very dirty.
These are all women?
These are 5 women.
Right, so they're going to be used for... have they been... No, he's not going to ask.
Okay. So Lemio didn't use one of his charges then. He went down, he had a look, and then he flew back to go get the party, and then they came up. Ukr's marching in front, he's the bait. He kicks like a stag skull around, and it's at the top of the ridge but then the ridge goes between two hills, and it looks like the camp might continue down that way. Give me a perception check, Uger.
Also, well, being the bait, he's also the rogue.
Aha! Surrender.
Surrender.
Urich shows ears are back.
$18.
As he's sniffing around, his ears are back. He doesn't like the smell of this place. You see that the camp does go down and strewn bones and that sort of thing. You actually see a very shallow cave. It might not even be a cave. It's kind of like a dell or like an indentation in between these two hills. And it looks like there was a terrible amount of digging going on here. Like lots of displaced earth. Kind of like they were digging this hole a bit deeper. And then you see another dig spot, but it's much older. Like they were digging over here and digging over here.
They're looking for another hammer.
Eventually the caravan catches up. Hello? You there? You?
I'm gonna walk over and bust open the... I want to basically take off one of the walls of the prison so that I can use it like a sled.
Careful, Amajoda. He's riding a wolf. Are you with the orcs or not, Wolf
Sit.
Rider?
Bro. No.
How can we trust you? You're riding one of them. They eat people.
I'm gonna come
'Cause I
galloping down into the glen.
Killed
Okay.
the guy. I killed the orc who rode it.
Okay. Galeth comes running down next to the cage.
Banner waving.
Lemio's kind of like circling the cage in his little Zephyr form.
I don't know if I've actually described his banner yet. Have I? Have I described Yala's banner?
Go ahead.
Looks like a chicken on the...
The chicken on that? No, it's a different guy.
Two cross-dead
it's
Frenchmen on a dead Frenchman motif.
That guy's awesome, just for the record. That guy's awesome.
Which guy?
The guy with the chicken on his banner. He's
Devlin.
awesome.
Yeah, he's
Devlin.
Devlin.
Devlin the Knight was referenced earlier today.
Yeah.
it's a blue banner with a silver chevron,
Okay.
and there is a oak tree upon it, which has, you can see the roots going down. It's called an oak eradicated in terms of chivalry.
Heraldry.
Heraldry, yeah.
Hey, you Drizzle!
Okay.
What?
Hail you,
Hell, you
Grizzle.
drizzle.
Oh yeah, exactly. And I actually, that was a coincidence that I was very happy with.
Yep.
Because I figured that out before we actually started playing.
Cool. You've already had the, hey, is that Yggdrasil? You're like, what's that conversation?
What's a Yggdrasil?
So you ride a wolf, but you're not with the wolf riders. Is that so?
You notice that there's this woman, she's dirty, but she seems healthy. She's squinting to look at you, and she has this little cat on the end of her amulet.
You are old cat lady from town.
Oh,
Yes.
cat lady, is that what they're calling me now? I am Amajoda of Frigga, yes.
Priestess of Frigga.
Yes?
Let's get you out of here.
Yes, the other women are coming around. This woman doesn't seem to be so sure. She's probably 18 years old. It looks like she's got a bit of a warrior's build, or at least that she's been training.
Uker, I don't think these bars pose any problem for you.
Trying to... do we have enough wagon? We should have enough wagon space. There's only 5.
Yeah.
Alright, I'm just going to flip it. Assuming it doesn't have a floor.
No, it doesn't
If
have
it
a floor.
doesn't-
They're just like big wet wooden posts that have been driven
Just-
into the ground, and then they
yoink,
built this
just-
tarpish roof. And
Just yoink them out. Just yoink out a couple of poles.
okay, DC 20 strength check to pull at a pole.
Okay. I will
No,
first
actually, we'll
attack-
make it a little bit higher because 5 people could have probably made that by now.
Yeah.
We'll say DC 24.
DC 24. We will use a...
Ogre kind of like gives a good feel of the post and trying to Figure it out.
I will use 1 round of rage and lift pole. And a surge. Slash roll. God damn it. 29.
Okay, so Uger like loosens the pole, pulls it away so that the pole is away from the roof.